During the final days of World War II, amidst the chaos of American bombers unleashing fire bombings upon Kobe, there were two young siblings named Setsuko and Seita, who found themselves facing the grim realities of life during wartime. Their mother, suffering from a heart condition, depended on them to secure their home and belongings before seeking refuge in a bomb shelter. With Setsuko perched on Seita's back, they navigated through crowded, panicked streets as the city was consumed by panic. They ultimately sought safety near the sea, watching as the black rain of destruction fell from the sky. Once the danger had passed, their courageous journey led them back to their charred home. Yet, a heartbreaking revelation awaited them. Their mother had been gravely injured during the air raid and was taken to a makeshift hospital within a school. Tragically, she succumbed to her burn wounds, leaving Setsuko and Seita to grapple with the unbearable loss. Setsuko's tears flowed freely, but Seita, despite his own grief, did his best to comfort and protect his younger sister. Their mother, like many others, was cremated, and Seita carefully collected her ashes in a small box. With nowhere else to turn, Setsuko and Seita went to live with their aunt in Nishinamiya, all the while writing letters in the hope of hearing from their father, a naval officer. Initially, their cohabitation was harmonious, as they shared their provisions with their aunt. However, the situation soon took a turn for the worse. Their aunt began to resent the burden of caring for them, criticizing Seita for not contributing enough to the household and for the nightly cries of Setsuko. But Seita held on to the hope that their father would return soon, even as their supplies dwindled. To pass the time and escape their harsh reality, Seita took Setsuko to the seaside, offering her moments of carefree joy. They reveled in the simple pleasures of childhood, reminiscing about happier times. As tensions escalated at home, their aunt requested that Seita sell their mother's belongings to buy rice. Setsuko's heartache at the thought of parting with her mother's kimonos was palpable. It was then that Seita discovered their mother had left them a substantial sum, enabling them to sustain themselves independently. During an air raid, Seita stumbled upon an abandoned bomb shelter that would become their new home, a refuge far removed from their aunt's constant reproach. Setsuko was delighted, finding solace in this shelter, which she imagined as a real home. Together, they embraced their uncertain future. One evening, they captured fireflies, releasing them within the shelter, their soft glow illuminating their dark surroundings. The spectacle reminded Seita of fireworks in his father's naval review before heading off to war, a poignant memory amidst the chaos of their lives. Yet, tragedy continued to shadow them. Setsuko, influenced by her aunt's stories of her mother's burial, began digging a small grave for the fireflies. Seita, overwhelmed by memories of their mother's harsh fate, wept openly, making a solemn promise to visit her grave someday. With their meager rice supply running out, Setsuko's health deteriorated rapidly. Desperation led Seita to steal from local farmers and loot abandoned homes during air raids for food. But when he learned of his father's death, he withdrew all the money from their mother's bank account to secure a large quantity of food. In his haste to return to Setsuko, he found his little sister in a dire state, hallucinating and trying to eat marbles she believed were fruit drops. She offered him rice balls made of mud. Seita rushed to prepare a meal, but it was too late. Setsuko succumbed to starvation. With a heavy heart, Seita decided to cremate his sister himself. Using supplies donated by a compassionate farmer, he placed Setsuko in a wicker basket, setting it ablaze. Fireflies danced around, their ethereal glow casting a bittersweet light on the solemn moment. He carried Setsuko's ashes in a small tin, along with their father's photograph, until his own tragic death from malnutrition in Sanomiya Station a few weeks later. In the end, the spirits of Seita and Setsuko found peace. no longer ravaged by hunger and suffering. They rested together, and as fireflies soared through the night sky, the siblings looked towards the lights of a modern city, their story forever etched in the annals of wartime tragedy.